How do guys, it's Luke at Luke's Affordable Paint Service, coming at you with a tutorial how to work with cork backs, should I say. Alright, people are put off by using cork back because you need power tools. You don't need power tools at all. Just get yourself an handsaw, alright? Some with some forward, decent teeth, okay? And it cuts through it like a knife through butter. I don't have to show you me doing it, it's just that easy. I mean, I've done, what, 12 cuts, and it took me 5 minutes, if that. So get yourself a decent saw. Now, the reason I'm doing this video, I'm not going to show you how to make a hill with it, because hills are pretty straightforward, because the cork's normally like a trunk shaped anyway, so you've got that natural curve to fit on that base. And you just cut some foam similar sort of shape and slide it up to it. I'm not going to show you how to do that. What I'm going to show you how to do is working for making like obstacle type terrain, like blocking terrain, because making two pieces that are completely different shaped fit together and then filling it up and making it look like a single piece of terrain is hard work. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to do. Alright guys, so what I'll do is I'll get set up, I'll get sorted out because it's a bit messy in here a minute, and then we'll crack on. Alright, shouldn't be a too long video, but it just makes using cork easy for everyone, and that's what I want to do. Alright guys, just to add guys as well, look at our Lee in background, look, say hello Lee. He's got clothes on, and he's in pink, woman. Anyway, I'll get cracked on. Right guys, so as you can see, I've got quite a few pieces that I'm working on at the minute. Now, gluing it to the base, I'm going to be using hot glue, okay, to do these. But it's only because I'm trying to get these done tonight. If I was doing this over like 2 days, for example, I'd use something called decorator's cork. Decorating cork is such a good adhesive. It's so strong. And what you can do is you can glue it down with it, and then once it's on there, you can just literally run a bead around the outside of the terrain, lick your finger, and then just rub it. I mean, it fits it all in, so there's no gaps or anything like that. And this stuff's £1 a tube, and it's awesome, as in awesome. But because I'm rushing, I'm just going to use hot glue, and that'll hold it sufficient anyway. And obviously, hot glue can get quite expensive if you're using a lot of it, because one stick doesn't go very far. So, for sticking this down, literally, I've already figured out what pieces I'm putting together. Okay, get yourself some decent globs. Globs, is that even a word? Some decent globs, and literally stick that down. You've got a couple of seconds before it'll grab. Literally just make sure that it's on the base as you want it. Okay, like that. Then just have a quick look round and see if there's any places that are lifted off the floor. So like there, for example. And then just put a nice thick bead in, build it up like that. And like I said, we'll pile sand up against this and everything anyway. And then you just go around the hole underneath and get rid of the gap with the hot glue while you're working with it. Alright, so I'll do this, I'll get them all stuck down, and then we'll take you to the next step. Catch you in a sec. Right guys, once you've got it all glued together, using your hot glue or your cork, and this is the day after, whatever you've used, what you're left with is something that looks pretty reasonable as it is, doesn't it? Now, I'm going to be putting sand on the top, I'm going to be putting little bits of drifts and everything up to it. It's all to happen. Now, secret ingredient, builder's favourite, expanding foam. I think this were £5.50 plus VAT from a builder's merchant. I'm wearing gloves, guys. It doesn't irritate me because I've used it for years, but it's sticky as hell, and if it sticks to your hands, it's a bugger to get off. So just make sure you've got some like nail varnish remover and stuff like that around. It come with a nozzle, but I lost it, obviously, while I was carrying out wood. But literally all you've got to do, guys, is get it in here and just fill it up. And this stuff proper expands. And when you're working with cork, expanding foam is your best friend. Okay, and literally just get it in. If it starts spewing out, don't worry about it. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll fill that up in all of them, get it so it's in there. I'll leave it to cure. Just say overnight, but you can. The bits that are out in the open do go hard quicker. Okay, so I'll even put a little bit on top as well. So I've got some area to play with for levelling it out and making some sort of sandy structure. Okay, so leave that like that, and then I'll catch you in a bit when I've got them all done. Right, so as you can see, it's worked its way out of all the holes, crevices and everything. Like this one's a good example, and it just pushes its way out and it forces it away. So if you are gluing this, make sure you have used hot glue or cork or a good strong glue, because expanding foam can push it apart, which it has happened to me in the past when I've been using stuff like PVA before I'd realised that I should be using good stuff. But anyway, all you've got to do now, get yourself like a really cheap knife. You could even use just a kitchen knife for this if you haven't got any like scalp like just knives. And this stuff cuts really easy, guys, so just literally cut into it and just start breaking it off. Okay, and then just what you do is you cut in and then you level it off and get it to an area, you know, like a size that you want. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll get this done, and then I'll show you what they look like after I've cut the foam down. Right guys, now I've done that, just thought I'd show you. It fills it all really nicely and it leaves some really nice texture. Now, how I go about sorting that out is I just paint some normal filler over it with a bit of PVA in it. And what that does is it helps it blend in. If there's any lines or anything like that, I score that in. But I'll show you that next in the next step. But what I took this video for is to show you this. There were a big gap here, right? So I sprayed some in this area. Now, if you look, it's given it quite a nice stone texture. So I'm just going to go over that with some filler, and I'm just going to literally wait till it starts drying a bit and then just put a little bit of texture in with it, and then it'll all blend in, and when it's all done it'll all look great. So I'll get to applying the filler. I'll just do it on a time-lapse video so you can watch me doing it, and then I'll prime them and show you them painted. Catch you in a bit. Just before I go on to the filler, guys, I just thought I'd like show you that what I'm doing is I'm adding some rocks and bits of grit just around the base. Usually I'd use PVA or just, you know, super glue, liquid super glue, just pour it over. But because I'm in a rush and I'm just trying to get these pieces done tonight, I'm just using hot glue, just because it's a lot quicker. It's not the cheapest, but it's a very quick way of doing it. And like I say, I'm going to be putting like my texture paints and sand and PVA as well over the top of everything. So just push all that in. It does burn your fingers a little bit if you catch the glue, and then just tap it off, and then you've got a nice pile of rocks and grit. And then obviously you're going to texture it with sand as well. And that's how you do that. So I'll do a few patches all the way around each one, and then we'll get to doing the filler. Catch you in a sec. Right, filler mix, or spackle, whatever you want to call it. Literally, it's just filler and PVA. Then I get a good mix, and then I put it all over the foam areas so you can, you know, it adds some strength, a little bit of texture as well. If it's a bit too flat or you've made it a little bit too runny, just get a stipple with a brush. Okay. I go over the tops of the flat areas of the cork bark as well, because that's where I'm going to be applying sand. So I want to look like there's plenty of sand on top of the hill, so there's like little built-up areas. That's all I'm doing. And now I'm just showing you it finished and dry, and then just saying that I'm going to add some primer and sand for texture. All done. Once it's primed up, you can't see where the foam starts and the cork begins, and that's what I like about it. When you're working with foam, say you want to make a plateau out of just foam, you've made it. It's a natural. Trying to make a natural finish, and you can achieve it, but it's quite a lot of work. Whereas you grab a saw, you cut a piece of cork in half, stick it together. All that natural work's done. Plus, you're not going to look at something and go, "Does that look too man-made?" It takes all that out, and the reason why I like squirty foam rather than cutting pieces of foam to fit is squirty foam's a natural thing. So if it finds a gap and it pushes itself through, you can tear it off and it blends in. So once you've teared it off, that's like a natural thing that's happened, as in it's not man-made as such. So nothing's going to look symmetrical, nothing's going to look like it's been purposely put like that. And that's what I like about using natural products over just cutting foam. Cutting foam's cheap, it's messy, it takes some time, but this is less mess. It's a little bit more expensive. I mean, 35 quid will get you about 5 kilos of the stuff, which is a lot. I mean, 5 kilos will do, 5 kilos did me these 6 outcrops that you can see. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. I've got 14 hills and then, 6, 9, 12 outcrops out are about 6 kilos. So take a couple of outcrops off and that's how many you're going to make. You're going to make, if you buy 35 quid's worth, you're going to be able to fit a 6x4 and just absolute make it dense outcrops and hills, as in, you know what I mean? Awesome board for the money. But anyway, I'm chatting on. The whole idea with this video was just to show you how easy cork bark is to work with, because cork bark, people are put off with it because you need power tools. You don't, just need a saw and a bit of elbow grease. That's all you need. And then obviously just hot glue or some cork to stick it together. And once you do that, you've got some lovely terrain that don't look man-made. And because it's cork, it's hard as nails, it's going nowhere. Alright guys, if you like these videos, like, share, subscribe. If you want to chat to me or chat to anybody that's in my group, we've got Luke's APS Hangouts and Discussions, and there's a great group of people on there that like to just chat and share ideas, and it's getting quite fun in there as well. Alright then guys, thanks a lot, catch you again soon.